You know, when I first heard that New York Attorney General Letitia James had been indicted, I had to double check the headline because for years she's been the one doing the indicting. Donald Trump, his family, his business, she practically made Get Trump her campaign slogan. And now the tables have turned. So let's talk about this. Is this a case of justice or is it vengeance dressed up in legal paperwork? Here's what happened. A federal grand jury in Virginia returned a two-count indictment against Letitia James alleging mortgage fraud. The Department of Justice under President Trump's administration decided to pursue a case that another U.S. attorney reportedly thought was too weak. Now, if that sounds political to you, you're not alone. James has been one of Trump's fiercest critics. She ran for office calling him illegitimate and promised to, quote, shine a bright light into every dark corner of his real estate dealings. So yes, this feud didn't start yesterday. But let's be clear. Just because an indictment may have political motivations doesn't mean the underlying behavior was okay. Letitia James says this is all just a misunderstanding, a discrepancy, something she didn't quite understand. But let me ask you, she's the Attorney General of New York State, the top law enforcement officer in this state. If she doesn't understand her own mortgage paperwork, what hope is there for the rest of us? If this were a 19-year-old part-time plumber who didn't speak English, maybe you could buy that excuse. But the woman who ran the office that prosecuted Donald Trump for overvaluing his assets can't play the oops, I didn't get the forms right card. Sorry, that's not how it works. Look, it's like being the referee in the Super Bowl, and I know there's a lot of Super Bowl attention being paid because of the whole Bad Bunny controversy, but it's like being a referee in the Super Bowl and saying, wait, I didn't know holding was against the rules. Now, I've warned about this before. When they started jailing Steve Bannon, Peter Navarro, and others, I was on the radio saying that this is going to have a slingshot effect. This is going to result in a tit-for-tat prosecution. Once we normalize criminal prosecution of political opponents, it doesn't stop. It just switches teams. Today it's Letitia James. Tomorrow it could be someone else. So yes, this may be vindictive, but that doesn't automatically make her innocent. The real question is, did she break the law? If she did, she should be held accountable, just like the people she spent years prosecuting. Here's the bigger lesson. Justice should be blind, not weaponized, not personalized, and definitely not partisan. Whether it's Trump, Bannon, or Letitia James, the standard should be the same. Because when the law becomes a political boomerang, it always comes back to hit somebody in the face. So, did she do it? We'll see. But if this keeps up, we might have to open a whole new court. The people versus everyone who's ever run for office. Thank you for the time.